state of Mississippi. Papa was a copper and mama was a hippie. In Alabama, she was swinging a hammer. Price you gotta pay when you break the panorama. She never knew that there was anything more than gold. What in the world does your company take me for? Black bandana, sweet Louisiana, robbing on a bank in the state of Indiana. She's a runner, rebel and a stunner. On the mirror way saying, baby, what you gonna? Looking down the barrel of a hot man in 45. Just another way to survive. California, rest in peace. Simultaneous release. California, show your teeth. She's my priestess. I'm your priest. Yeah, yeah.
Hey, welcome everybody. Steve Jackson here with Evolve Guitar. Today we're going to be taking a look at Dani California from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And hey, if you would do me a favor, let me know in the comments section what other tutorials you'd like to see. And if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. So the first section has 3 chords. The first chord is A minor. So we just got a bar chord here on the 5th fret, barring all the way across, and then we're grabbing the 7th fret of the A and D strings. So that's our first chord, A minor. Second chord is G major. So all we're gonna do is move down 2 frets. So we're barring on the 3rd fret, and then we're grabbing 5th fret of the A, 5th fret of the D, 4th fret of the G string, all 6 strings there. So that's our second chord. Our third chord is D minor. So D minor is on the 5th fret of the A string, 7th fret of the D and G strings, and 6th fret of the B string. So the way that these fit together, it sounds kind of like this. So what we're doing is on the first chord, we're focusing on just hitting the 6th string, like that. We're gonna do that twice. The second time, he kind of hits both the 6th and 5th strings. Kind of like that. And we want them to sound a little bit muted, so what I'm doing, if you can see, I'm kind of bouncing off of these frets with my left hand a little bit. So like I'll play it and then I'll lift off really quick, so it kind of chokes it. I don't want it to go like that. I want it to sound like that. So I go choke, choke, and then a strum. And then I'm gonna strum up, and I'm gonna mute the strings when I do that. Like that. Okay, and then basically I'm gonna do that same pattern with each chord, right? So A minor, I do that pattern. Like that. Then G chord, same pattern. Then D minor. And then back to A minor. So I'm kind of just looping that around. So about halfway through the verse section, he starts changing up the way he's playing these chords. It's following the same progression, so it's still going A to G to D minor. But what he's gonna do is, instead of doing the full bar chord, we're gonna grab the 6th string with our thumb. And the reason we're doing that is it's kind of freeing us up to do hammer-ons and pull-offs with our other fingers. This is a really common thing that Jimi Hendrix did a lot and John Frusciante does a lot also. So what we're gonna do for this is we're gonna go, so we're playing the 6th string, 5th fret with our thumb, and then we're doing 2 mutes, and then we're doing a hammer pull off on 5 to 7 back to 5, and then 7th fret D string. So, okay, now we're gonna move down to the next chord shape, that G major shape. So we're gonna play G with our thumb, the 3rd fret, 6th string right there. Okay, then we're gonna grab the octave with our ring finger on the 5th fret of the D string. Then we're gonna do a mute, and then we're gonna do a hammer on pull off from 4 to 5 back to 4 on the G string. So, and then 5th fret D. Then we're gonna start on the 3rd fret here on the A string and slide up to 5. Then we're gonna do 2 quick mutes. Now we're on this D minor shape that we did. So I'm gonna hold down D minor, and what I'm gonna do is a hammer pull off here on the B string from 6 to 8 back to 6. And then I'm gonna use my pinky to grab the 7th fret here back on the G string. So, and then the last chord here, we're going back to this A minor shape. So we're gonna play, again, the 6th string, 5th fret, and then grab the octave on the 7th fret of the D string, and then a mute, and then the 7 again. So, then we're gonna do a hammer pull off on 5 to 6, back to 5 on the B string, and then 5th fret G. After that, we're going right back to the first section where we're just playing the full bar chords again. Everything's exactly the same here. Then we're going back to the funky part. And then at the end of this, right here after the G, instead of going back to the D and doing the whole hammer on pull off thing, we just stay on the D chord. So getting into the chorus of the song, we're gonna put on a distortion pedal or an overdrive, something like that. And we're just gonna play some power chords. It's pretty simple. The first power chord is F5, so we're just on the 1st fret of the E string, 3rd fret of A, and 3rd fret of D. So we're just doing this. Then we're moving up to a C5 chord, so we're on the 3rd fret of the A string, 5th fret, 5th fret of D and G. And you can see at the end there, we want to take off the A string. And then that's going to lead us to right back to the 3rd fret, the C5, and then a quick slide up to D5, which is on the 5th fret, A string, 7th fret, D, and 7th fret G. And then at the end of this, we're going to G5, which is on the 3rd fret of the E string, 5th fret of A, 5th fret of D. And then at the end, we're gonna do open twice, kind of as a turnaround, and then we're just gonna repeat the chorus again. So at the end of the chorus, it'll stay on the D chord a little longer, and there's these kind of kicks that come in with the drums that match right along with it. I'll do it really slow so you can hear it. So it's starting on this C5 and sliding up to D5, right? So now there's a little in-between kind of mini guitar solo thing that comes in here. So what we're doing here is we're playing the 15th fret of the G string, 13th fret of the B, and we're bending just the G string. And we're doing a whole step bend, so in the end, it should sound exactly the same pitch as this note, the 13th fret. And we're doing basically the same thing throughout this whole part, but all we're doing is moving it around. So we're starting here, right, on 15 and 13. And then the second one, we're just gonna move down 1 fret. So we're at 14 and 12. Same thing. Then we're gonna move up to 17 and 15. And then we're going to move up to 19 and 17. In the bridge section, we're going to go to a B minor chord. So we're barring all the way across on the 7th fret. We're grabbing 9 of the A string and 9 of the D string. So this is really similar pattern to the beginning of the song. So we're playing 6th string twice, and then strum, and then up with a mute. Then we're going up to the 10th fret of the A string, and we're playing 10 here, and then 12, 12, 12 on D, G, and B. Same idea, we're playing 10 twice, and then strumming the 12s. Then we're going to move down 1 fret to 9. We're going to play this kind of strange chord here. 9th fret on A, 12th fret on D, and then 11th fret on G, and 10th fret on B. We're going to play this twice, and then a mute, and then we're going to play a regular power chord on 9 and 11. So for the guitar solo of the song, it sounds to me like he turned on a fuzz pedal. So I turned on a fuzz pedal. If you have an overdrive or something like that, that'll get you close enough. If you have a fuzz pedal, even better. The first thing we want to do though is kind of just a slide down. So I'm going to start on the 16th fret here, and it doesn't even matter that much, but the main thing is I'm just going to slide down quickly like that. Okay, and then getting into the actual solo, the first thing we're going to do is play the 12th fret of the A string, and then 10 of D, and then I'm going to grab 10, 10 on G and B, and then back to 12 on D. So, one more time. Then I'm going to go to the 12th fret of the A string, and I'm going to do a quick pull-off slide thing. So I'm going to go from 12 and pull off to 10, and then I'm going to quickly slide to 8, like that. After that, we're going to do 3 pull-offs from 10 to 8 on the A string, and then we're going to end up landing on 10 of the E string. Then we're going to go down here on the 5th fret of the E string and slide to 3 really quickly. Then we're going to go 1, hammer onto 3, back to 1, and then to 5 on A. So the whole thing will sound like this. The next bit of the solo will start exactly the same, but it'll just end a little different. So we're going to start here. So all that's the same. 12th fret, A string, 10th fret, D, 10th fret, G and B, back to 12 on D. But now we're going to go back and forth between 12th fret, A string, and 10th fret, D string. And then we're going to end up on 12 of the D. So then we're going to move up here. We're going to kind of position shift and go up to 14 on the G string, 13 on B, and 15 on B. And do some vibrato there. And then a quick slide, just like we started with. After that, we're going to repeat both of those parts, and then the ending is going to be slightly different. So we'll go through all that solo like we just did, and then when we're in this position, the second time, we start repeating this. So we go 14 here on the G, and then 13 on B, 15. We do that again. And then we start doing this pattern. So we're going back, basically backwards. So we're going 15, B string, 13, B string, and then 14, G, and it's pretty quick. If you need to, you can do pull-offs. It's a little faster, but I believe he picks it all. The next part, again, really similar with a little variation here. It starts the same. So that's the same as what we've done. 12 to 10 to 10 to 12. And then this that we did already also, 12 on A to 10 on D. Now here it changes up. So we're gonna do a pull off from 10 to 8 on the A string, and then land on 10 on E, back to 8 on A, and then a big reach to 12 on A, and then 10 on D. And then this again, 8 or 10 to 8 to 10. Next up is the same pattern we've done before with a little difference at the end. So that end is different. Instead of just landing on 12, we play 12 with a bend. And then we move up here just like we did before, but with a bend at the end. And then the slide down. The next part is exactly the same as the first part that we played in the solo. And there's kind of this crazy ending. So this part, I'm not too worried about nailing it like note for note exactly how he does it, because he's kind of just going nuts on it. But basically what he's doing is this. So again, this is really Jimi Hendrix territory here. So we're doing a big bend on 12, and then we're playing 10 on the B string, and then we're pulling off from 13 to 10 on B, and we're just repeating that. And all he's doing is just doing that really, really quickly. And he's also got his wah pedal that comes on right there, and he's kind of just going crazy on the wah pedal also. And it's just kind of making all this noise. Very Jimi Hendrix. I think Jimi Hendrix, I've heard him do this exact thing in solos before. Now with the ending here too, it just gets really messy and crazy. What he does is he kind of shifts up to the 15th fret of the E string, and then he starts tremolo picking right here. And then some of the times he ends up going to 13. So he's mostly hanging on 15, and then sometimes he's pulling back off to 13. Basically just like that. Then it's gonna move up a string to B string and start doing it there. And what this is doing is it's kind of getting us back into this position that we were in before. Now here, it's really similar to that first thing we were doing. And it kind of ends with one of these. So again, that's just a big bend on 12 to 10 to 12 on the D. Again, don't worry too much. I wouldn't get caught up on playing it note for note, because I doubt he would even do it that way. He's just really going for it. He's playing it really fast and really hectically with lots of wah.